with, there's a good chance that you'll cramp up. And he walks off of the field on his own power here, but if I had to guess, that's probably just a case of cramps there for Dyko.
Let's hope it's a case of cramps, as the trainers' tables here are getting filled up by the Mounties, and that's not a good sign.
Especially,
there's already 2 players out right now.
When we bring it up again, you want to be 100% or as healthy as you can be going into the big matchup against Riverside next week. After the pickup of about 1.5 yards on the ground, courtesy of the freshman running back Tony Gates, it's a 2nd and 8 for the Mounties, we'll call it, at the Citrus College 10. And 2 red zone opportunities for the Mounties. They've come away with a touchdown and a field goal. They trail 14-10 with 4.5 left to go in the first half. Allo under center, drop back to pass, take a shot towards Mackin in the end zone. Did he get that foot down? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Mounties. Derek Mackin with the touchdown, and with 4:19 left to go in the first half, the Mounties take the lead.
And that was just a nice play and throw out to the right side of the end zone, as it is pretty much a jump ball there for Mackin to come down with, and he did so very close on that inbounds reception, but it was nonetheless a touchdown reception for Mackin.
So Justin Allo throws up a jump ball to his big 6'4" target, the transfer from El Camino, with his first touchdown in this one. Second passing touchdown for Justin Allo as Villarreal adds the PAT, and it's 17-14. The Mounties have their second lead of this game with 4:19 left to go before we hit the half, and there is another Mountie offensive lineman down momentarily on the field, but now he'll jog off on his own power. Usually you see a lot of cramps when it's a humid, musty night, but it's a pretty cool evening tonight in Walnut, California, Brian.
Not even that, just later in the game.
Yeah, it's still the first half. We still got 4:19 left to go.
It happened to me a lot. I used to play soccer, but I cramped up a lot in the second half or overtime games. And you know what helped me? Water and bananas.
Water and bananas. We'll send the memo down to the Mounties training staff. Maybe they'll feed them some bananas, and I'm sure they're already drinking water, but maybe they can run to the store at the halftime break and go and get some bananas. How about that? I think there's a store right down the street from here. Hey, you got a score in that Florida State-Notre Dame game?
Florida State-Notre Dame.
Top 5 matchup in Division I college football as Villarreal gets set to kick it away here, and from about a yard deep in his end zone, Martin will look to redeem himself. He gets across the 20-yard line here, and he's wrestled out of bounds at around the 21-yard line.
Notre Dame, Florida State at halftime. 17-10. The Irish on top of Florida State.
Wow.
In Tallahassee. So
where are you at, Winston?
Let's see.
Notre Dame, Notre Dame's team this year, they look like the team that went to the national championship game a couple of years ago. Let's not forget Golson, the quarterback. He's still just a sophomore for Notre Dame because he was ruled ineligible to play for the Irish last year.
Winston has a touchdown and a pick in this game at halftime. Only 8 of 15, but 92 yards.
Florida State trying to defend that national championship, and Winston trying to defend that Heisman. Citrus will start here at their own 21, and I don't know where in the world Cutbirth was throwing that one, as there was not a receiver within 10 yards of the football, but it's incomplete. Some miscommunication there between Cutbirth and Romney. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10, and the momentum certainly shifted back in the favor of the Mounties. 10 unanswered points for him, Brian.
Well, if they can stop the Owls on this possession here with just about 4 minutes left to play in the first half, be positive things here for the Mounties defense to build on and bring it into the second half.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 for Citrus College at their own 20. Handoff here, and up the middle it's Pooley, who gets to the 24-yard line for a pickup of 4. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for Citrus College.
I'm looking at the trainers' tables down there. They are full of Mounties. Dio has a little wrapping on his right calf, so it might be applying a little heat pressure there for his cramps. Hopefully it is just cramps. He's taking a little jog along the sideline now.
Meanwhile, on the field, it's a 3rd and 6 for Citrus College at their own 24. Mounties looking for a 3-and-out. Cutbirth, he'll roll right, throw on the run, and the pass is caught down at the 36-yard line. That's number 17 for Citrus College. Alex Green, the tight end, 6'3", 230, freshman at Etiwanda High School, pulling down his first reception of the night. And it'll move the ball to the Citrus College 36 for a gain of 12. 1st and 10 for the Owls at their own 36. 4 wide set, 3 aligned to the near side of the field. The snap is back. Handing off Cutbirth. It's Pooley up the middle for a pickup of 1. The Mounties have really done a good job at stacking up the box and stopping the run. This is a Citrus College team. They're averaging less than 100 yards per game rushing. So you knew coming into this one that the game plan for the offense would be to air it out. With the running game for Citrus College, it's been non-existent tonight.
Well, they've been stingy all season, the Mounties have, against the run. And if I'm not mistaken, it was just under 70 yards per game allowed on the ground. So they are a very stingy defense on the run, and it's showing right here in the second quarter.
2nd and 9. Full receiver once again for Larry Cutbirth, who's thrown a couple of touchdowns and a pick as well. He'll drop back to pass here, fire over the middle. And coming down with the football is Dimitri Smith with his first reception of the night for Citrus. It'll bring the ball to the 43-yard line. Short of the first down marker by about 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. Dimitri Smith, that was his 15th reception of the season. Coming in, he had 186 yards receiving and a touchdown. So he's been a viable option for Cutbirth. It's a pretty solid receiving core here for Citrus College. They've shown it so far tonight. On a 3rd and short, Cutbirth will keep himself, and he dives forward. He needed 3. He picked up 4, moved the chains for Citrus College. Now you'll start to see, I'm sure, a little bit more of a hurry-up attack with 1:40 left on the clock before halftime. 17-14, the Mounties lead. Ball now on the Citrus College 47 for the Owls, and look for Citrus to kind of just air it out the rest of the way here as the clock will now run under 1:30 left to go.
Well, it'll be interesting to see as the DBs and safeties haven't really shown too much pressure along these wideouts.
Well, the handoff here will go to Pooley. He gets himself into Mountie territory, and he's wrestled down after a pickup of 5 to the 48-yard line of the Mounties, and a whistle blows as Pooley went out of bounds. The clock will stop at 1:10 left to go before the half, and that's a heads-up play by Pooley getting on out of bounds, realizing the situation with the clock.
Some other scores from
somebody called a timeout here.
Around Southern California football.
Citrus called a timeout. Let us know about those scores, Brian.
Fullerton and Santa Ana, that's all said and done. 49-14, Fullerton took care of Santa Ana. Grossmont and Saddleback.
Wow.
Grossmont really taking it to Saddleback, 41-27.
And they stuck with Carrillo. He passed for 382 yards. I questioned him last week. The Mounties did not make him look very good. But how about Saddleback? They're on a 3-game winning streak. They go down to Grossmont. Grossmont seems to be a different animal at home. They beat Riverside earlier in the season, and now they take down Saddleback, who was looking to have themselves in first place in their respective conference.
Well, look at they scored 21 points in the first quarter. They scored 7 points the entire game against the Mounties last week.
You could call that touchdown for Citrus, Grossmont last week, a garbage touchdown.
Yeah, that was very late in the game.
It was in the second half with the Mounties backups in. Out of the timeout, each team has 1 remaining with 1:10 left to go. Empty backfield for Larry Cutbirth on a 2nd and 5 at the Mountie 48. The snap is back. Cutbirth, he's pressured. Now he's going to step up and run. He has room to the outside. He'll pick up the first down and hop on out of bounds at the Mount SAC 43.
Another big score in the second quarter. Chaffee on top of Long Beach, 27-24.
We're pulling for that one to go Chaffee's way.
So some pretty interesting scores as we approach halftime here.
We'll get you a score update from our colleagues here on the National Sports Radio station over on the Riverside LA Harbor game. You can catch that one on the episodes tab here on Spreaker.com's own National Sports. Home to RCC and Mount SAC football. That'll be an interesting matchup next week if both teams can come away with a victory tonight. The Mounties lead 17-14 with 1:04 left to go in the second half, but the Citrus offense driving. They have it at the Mountie 43. Cutbirth on a 1st and 10 will fire out to the far side of the field, and Romney comes down with it down to the 36-yard line. A healthy gain of 7 on 1st down for the Owls.
Still don't see Magalay out there for the Mounties. It is Ceedy and Suley, the big linebackers for the Mounties.
The twin brothers, both freshmen out of Palo Alto. 4 wide set. The lone back, Pooley. Back to pass, Cutbirth pressured. He'll throw over the middle, but threw it over the intended head of Justin Martin. But there is a flag that does fly in, and the Mounties might be flagged with a pass interference call here.
That was Kilvin Stewart, 5'11", out of Hawaii. That kind of held on to the receiver's arm at the very last moment.
Questionable call.
The ball, it wasn't an uncatchable. It was an uncatchable ball. The ball was already to the ground, and
the ball was way over his head. I think if he leaped up as high as he could, I don't know if he still could have come down with that one. But nonetheless, it's a 1st and 10 now for Citrus College at the Mountie 26. 33 seconds left to go, and now if you're Citrus College, you're trailing by 3 at the very least. You tack on 3 points here and head into the locker room tied. And I'm sure if you asked Citrus College that if they were going to go into the locker room tied with the Mounties before the game, they'd take it. 1st and 10 here. They're not thinking field goal. They're thinking touchdown. Cutbirth pressured in the backfield. Going to take a shot towards the back of the end zone, and that one hits the upright. Incomplete.
The pressure of the Mounties defense getting to Cutbirth. That was Skylar Krall, the 6'2" defensive
I don't know
end.
if I've ever seen that.
A ball hit the...
A pass hit the upright.
Pass attempt, yeah. Hey, that's beneficial for the Mounties.
I think if Cutbirth was trying to hit the field goal post, he probably couldn't have.
No. There's no way he was.
It's almost impossible.
Unintentionally awesome as the first half winds down.
I think Peyton Manning could hit the field goal post?
Probably.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10, 25 seconds left to go first half. Snap is back. Cutbirth going to take another shot deep down the field. Another miscommunication between him and Romney, the intended receiver. Stop and go route. Romney didn't get the memo. 3rd and 10, 19 seconds left to play with here in the first half.
It's a big stop here for the Mounties. If they can hold them to 0 or 3 points, as there's only 19 seconds left here, but as the first half winds down. But Chris, I was saying, if this defensive unit can get a big stop here, it'll be a big confidence booster going into the second half.
Absolutely, because the defense, they've been a little bit better here in the second quarter, but they've struggled against Cutbirth in the passing attack. 3rd and 10. Snap is back, delayed handoff. Pooley gets past one tackler, but unable to get past another. Gets down to the 25 for a pickup of 2. And whistles blow with 11 seconds remaining. On a 4th down, Citrus College will take a timeout. And looks like the offense is going to stay on the field here. Citrus College will elect to instead go for it on a 4th and 8, it looks like, instead of attempt a field goal, which would tie this game.
Pretty aggressive play calling there by Coach Panciano.
Well, Ryosuke Machida, the kicker for Citrus, he's been solid in the field goal department, 4 for 4 on the season with a long of 35, but I have a feeling he's injured because he did not play last week. Toscano handled the extra point duties. We are not 100% sure on the status of the usual kicker for Citrus College, Machida. We'll get you an update on him if we can. Well, now the offense for Citrus will trot off the field, and Tristan Gonzalez will attempt his first field goal of the season. He's been solid on extra points, 8 for 8. The holder is the quarterback, Cutbirth. This is a 42-yard attempt. It has the distance, but it is no good. He missed it wide left.
So big stop there by the Mounties with just 5 seconds left to go in the first half. A missed field goal by the Owls, and Long Beach punching right back to Chafee.
That's going to be a shootout. 30-27 with 1:42 left to go in the second quarter down at Chafee College.
I'm anxious to know the Riverside LA Harbor scores.
We'll get an update on that for you at halftime. How about that? I'll break you off a deal. You got to wait 5 seconds. 5 seconds left to go here in the first half of action. Mounties will take a 17-14 lead into the half as just